Okay, hello everyone. Today I want to talk about the box-fed shotguns, in particular the Tigris XR12 Pro, relative to the Typhoon F12 and other variants made by Derriere and Huglu and other manufacturers. Okay, so this problem isn't exclusive to the Tigris. I just want to be very clear. This is really a functional issue that happens from time to time. Magazines such as this is a 10 round magazine. It's currently empty, as you can see, is quite often being bounced around on the range when you're moving around and doing mag changes. Inevitably, you push the release, the magazine drops to the floor. These things have a finite life, okay? They're made of metal with some plastic parts, so they do come under some wear and tear just through general use. Okay, so some of the problems that occur with these box-fed guns is usually related to the magazines. Now, there are naysayers out there who will say that's rubbish. There are other things that go wrong. Yes, I agree. However, on this occasion, I want to talk about this because fundamentally I've had significant problems with a Typhoon and also with the Tigris, neither of which turned out to be the gun. Okay, it was the magazines on both occasions. So what I want to do is just compare apples with apples. Now, this is a known good magazine. Okay, I know it is, and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to use as my benchmark for you today, and that is I'll just take a dummy cartridge. You can see there's no primer in there whatsoever, and it's just got a card in the top there. It is weighted because, again, it's a dummy cartridge for use with dry fire practice, but just want to be clear about that. It's not a live round. Okay, so putting the cartridge into the magazine is normal, very normal activity, as I'm sure you're aware. The magazine sat in there quite nice and snugly. I want you to see those rear tabs. There we go. Sorry, the camera's ran the other way for me. So those tabs are actually holding that round in, and it actually prevents it. If I turn it sideways, it might be better for you to see. If I turn it sideways, there's very little play there. I can't pull the nose of the round out without forcing it. Okay. Now, what that does, that means when the bolt is coming forwards, it's going to take that, it's going to go up the feed ramp and into the chamber, ready for you to squeeze the trigger. Okay, what happens, let me just take that one out and I'll show you one that I know has got a problem. And again, this isn't exclusive to any particular brand. This happens a lot with the box feds. Just want to show you. So this one, the only difference with this one is it's got a green base on it and it's magazine number 2. Okay, number your mags so you can recall which one is, if any, are playing up when you're at the range. Okay, so important to remember that because I learned by mistake, and then I was waiting to go to the range again so I could figure out which one was actually faulty. So I'm going to show you this one. If I drop this again, the dummy cartridge back in there. All right, and let me just turn it on its side again so you get an exact comparison. I think I had it up that way, but never mind. So if I try that one, you can see hardly any effort at all. That lifts out and it will stay there. Okay, so it's really important that these rear lips are nipped up very, very slightly. And I can show you literally live on camera with a pair of combination pliers. It's not rocket science. It really is a minute adjustment just until you get that pinch, because what you don't want to stop is the follower coming out, coming up to its normal resting place. So let's just load that cartridge in again. Okay, still a little bit of play there, so I could just do with coming in on those front edges. All right, so again, it is a process of trial and error. And remember, when these things are bouncing around the range and people are standing on them and kicking them around in the dirt, then it's inevitable there's going to be problems. Okay, so I'm still getting, I see, sorry, the round wasn't seated very well. So there's definitely less play on that now than there was, but I'm going to keep adjusting that until it's in a position where it doesn't falter in that sense and flop around. Because what actually happens then, when you get to the last round, there isn't enough power to hold the cartridge in place as the bolt is cycling, and it will knock the bolt out of its seat. Sorry, it will knock the round out of its seat on its return and end up like that. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to that position where there's only a slight amount of play, not a huge amount of play, and that's all there is to it. Another thing I wanted to mention about the magazines, just while I've got this one in my hand, is about the follower. Okay, a lot of people say, oh, I'm not getting very good feeds from a full mag. It gets to sort of halfway and I get missed feeds. I don't get around going into battery. So quite often this is a case where, bearing in mind these are made of just thin sheet metal, the plastic follower and the zigzag spring inside down to the base plate, all contribute to this. So whenever these get squeezed, and sometimes from factory they're a little bit tight, so you might want to consider stripping one down, taking the follower right out and the spring, making sure that that follower slides backwards and forwards in the magazine. Okay, I just wanted to cover that off quickly because otherwise you're going to have problems there as well. That's about all I wanted to say. I mean, just another quick look at those feed lips at the back there. You can see this magazine's quite worn, but it is one of mine, so it does get a bit of a battering. And I'll just show you the other one. In fact, I'll show you side by side. So that's the one that I'm in the middle of adjusting, and that's the known good one. Now, to the eye, certainly looking on the camera here, there's barely any difference. In fact, I'd say they're almost the same, but nonetheless, I know for a fact this one isn't performing as well, so I will continue to adjust that one until it's as reliable as the other one. And again, the only way to really test it is with live ammo at the range. No amount of racking and just manhandling the gun. Dry firing will replicate that rapid cycling that you get at the range. Okay, I hope that's been useful. Feel free to drop me a message or a comment in the comments section, or by all means like and subscribe. I'm going to start running a few more of these videos, just my sort of journey through practical shooting with various platforms, whether it's open guns in the box-fed world, or standard semi-autos, or standard manual pump action, and some section 2 stuff as well, so the 3 shots, etc. Yeah, anyway, thanks very much, and have a good day.